Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you happen to be new here. My name is Ashley and I am now 2 years clean and sober of my opiate addiction. I bring this up because in today's video we are going to be talking about withdrawal and how it affects someone and what my personal experience is with withdrawal, because in my previous video to this, which I will link down below, was a Q&A. I answered a question about my worst day ever, and it happened to be the day that I went through withdrawal. So I am really happy to be alive and sitting here with you and sharing the story with you, and I hope that you guys learn something and can help someone or yourself in need. So let's get started. So basically, withdrawal by definition means to take something out. So what is withdrawal? The National Institute of Drug Abuse, or the NIDA, defines withdrawal symptoms as a predictable group of symptoms that happen because of sudden removal of drugs or alcohol from your system, whether they are prescription drugs, recreational drugs, or just any kind of alcohol that you have been dependent on. Like alcoholics can go through withdrawal. However, the signs of withdrawal will vary between drugs, between what you're taking, between whatever is going on in the person's body. So for me, my experience was pretty harsh. So what I'm really going to focus on today is opiate withdrawal, because that is what I withdrawed from. Opiate withdrawal is extremely uncomfortable, and I really would not wish it on my worst enemy. Opiate withdrawal also is completely different than any kind of other withdrawal. Like, it is so different from alcohol withdrawal. And it's also often described as hectic flu-like symptoms. So pretty much the immediate symptoms are going to be chills and sweats, accompanied by a fever. Sleeplessness is the worst one, because all you want to do is sleep it off, and you can't. Runny nose for days. Nausea and vomiting, which sucks, and accompanied by that is muscle aches and cramps, which are probably the worst, because after throwing up so hard and you can't really do anything to stop it, your muscles and your body hurts so bad that you don't want to get up anymore to go to the toilet to throw up. So there are a couple medications that help with withdrawal symptoms. Methadone relieves any kind of symptoms and will also help with the detox. Subutex treats withdrawal and can shorten the length of withdrawal and detox. Clonidine is used to help reduce anxiety, muscle cramps, aching, joint pain, the runny nose, and cramping. And naltrexone can help prevent relapse. Now, I was never offered any of this medication. I also did not go seek help for any of this. I went through all of this with the help of my friends and family and the comfort of my own home. I'm actually sitting in the bedroom where I withdrawed and detoxed right now. So let's talk about my experience with withdrawal. Back in July of 2015, I was weaning myself off of the drugs. I was still occasionally using, but I was not abusing them as I was. However, one particular night, I went to work pretty messed up, and I knew that I was going home after, so I had nothing to help myself not withdrawal. So I went home that night and I hoped for the best. As I was laying in bed, I started to get the sweats and my throat started tightening, and I knew that I was gonna get sick. At this point, I had a really bad phobia of throwing up, so I didn't bother getting out of bed. Trigger warning, this is the time where I threw up so hard that I shit my pants. There was just so much force to get whatever was in my body out of my body that I don't know what came over me. I've never been so sick. After that, all night, I just kept throwing up and shitting in my bed. I know that sounds so gross, but if it wasn't for my mom taking care of me, I don't know what I would have done. I couldn't get up. I was so sore and tired and just bedridden. And this was also the time that I convinced her that I had the flu, because I was not open about my drug use. So the first night of withdrawal went by, and the next morning comes along and I started to try and drink ginger ale and calm my stomach down. Did not work. I just threw everything up, and all day I kept throwing up and having to empty my bowels, but there was nothing in me to empty, and I was so sick. I was so dehydrated. I was so pale. I was so skinny because of the drugs and because of the withdrawal and the not eating and the not sleeping. I was so sunken in, and I had dark circles under my eyes, and I was so sick. I reached the lowest point. And would you believe it, that after this, I went back and I used it one more time, just for shits. So withdrawal ended up lasting for almost 4 days straight, and I had to call off work for a couple of days, and by the time that it was finished, I was the lowest weight that I had ever been. My hair was falling out in clumps, and I genuinely thought that I was going to have to be put in the hospital and hooked up to like a feeding tube to help me stay alive. It was bad. I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing and what had happened to me, so I really kept everything a secret. And I just want to mention before I say anything else that the main things that I were abusing were fentanyl, Lyrica, and Percocet. And I became so dependent on these things that I made myself sick thinking about not having them. So even when I didn't have them in my possession but I knew that I would have them again, I was making myself sick worrying that I would not be able to get high again. And that is not a life to live. So like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am now 2 years clean and sober, and it feels so freaking good. With the help of my amazing friends and family, my amazing doctors who prescribe me my medicinal marijuana, which greatly helped with my appetite and any of the lingering symptoms that happened from my drug use and my whole bout with cancer. But withdrawal is a scary, scary thing, and I genuinely thought that I was going to lose my life. And I don't want anybody else to have to go through that. So if you are struggling, or if anybody else is struggling, please feel free to come to me. I am a safe space to talk to. I will never judge you because I have been there before. I have hit rock bottom myself. There are also lots of numbers and associations that you can go to that really will help you anonymously. Alcoholics Anonymous is great. They have meetings where you can go and nobody will ever share your information. It is completely safe. So there are people who will help you if you choose to get help. This video might have been a little bit scattered because my thoughts are a little bit scattered on this. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to talk about, but I'm really happy that I finally made this video, and I really hope that you guys learned something. Don't mess with prescription medication, don't mess with street drugs, don't mess with anything that you don't know where it's coming from. Seriously. If you're gonna party, party responsibly, and just be safe, because I know people are gonna do stupid things regardless of what I say or what anybody says. So if you're gonna do stupid things, just please know the consequences and be safe. I could have lost my life, but I didn't, and now I'm here talking to you guys and educating you and making sure that your lives are good and fulfilled and happy, and you don't have to turn to drugs to fill a void in your heart. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to sit with me and share this video with me. I am so happy to get a lot of this off of my chest and to finally talk about things that I want to talk about. Withdrawal was a very traumatic experience for me, and I don't ever want someone to have to go through it alone. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't and you would like to be a member of my small but fast growing family here on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, as well as the like button and the notification bell if you would like to see every time I post and you are enjoying my content. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all of your continuous love and support. I will see you in my next video. Mwah! Sayonara, suckers.